Alright guys, welcome back. So I'm recording this reluctantly because I wanted you to see as much of the initial shock as you can possibly get. I messed up bad, pretty bad. Not like, oh, well, you can adjust. It's like, I might not be able to do this now. So I was going to wrap my driver's side exhaust, and I was going to wrap this hunk of beauty right here. And just for giggles, I decided I was going to go check it out and see where it was going to fit. I might have messed up pretty bad. Very big oversight on my part. So if you look down here where the driver's side manifold goes, this is a crossover over to the passenger side, and I was not even thinking about this for some reason. I didn't really think much about it. The drive shaft is right where the crossover pipe used to go. I don't know why I didn't think of that. This is a very large oversight, and yeah. So I'm gonna try to figure some stuff out. I might be able to fit it. It's gonna be a really tight fit. I'm gonna get some test fit pieces, cut some pieces and try to fit it. I might be able to fit it still in between the block and the shaft. It's gonna be very close to the drive shaft and the flex plate. I'm going to try. If not, I might have to reposition the engine or do something. I'm not sure yet. But as you can tell, I'm very disappointed. One, in myself, and two, that this is probably gonna change some things. So we'll try to figure it out. I'm gonna check out some pipe. I'm gonna cut some pipe and try to stuff it in there and see if I even have enough room and what my options are gonna be. But very transparent. Let's share everything. Let's show what we gotta do. All right, guys, so we got some good news. I went inside, did some yoga, had a Shirley Temple, and then remembered that I had a welder and some stuff to cut metal, and we're gonna figure this out. Okay, so we're underneath now. I took the, you can see I have the driver's side manifold coming down to my V-band right there, and I did cut off the section that normally goes to the crossover. It's very close to the differential right there. But what I think I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna cut like an inch or inch and a half out of this drop down section, and then I should allow me to run a pipe over this way, and then I will have about an inch of clearance all the way back into where I can bend it, and then still maintain an inch of clearance all the way around the flex plate and the drive shaft and transmission bell housing, and then I'll reconnect it over here to the normal crossover. Alright, so this is going to be kind of hard to see, but I did get this thing trimmed. You can see the black lines on it where I actually cut it. I marked it with a marker and then tack welded it back into place. So this thing is actually in a different position now. Before it was hitting the differential, now it's up high enough that it's ready to come back. So what I think I'm going to do, or I should say what I think I'm going to be able to do, is this is the section that connected to the passenger side log. So what I think I'm going to be able to do is remove like 2 inches out of this section here, and it'll bring the whole pipe up. And I should be able to reuse a lot of this section. I eyeballed it. I had this thing in there, and I honestly think if I can just take some section, a little section out of here, lift this thing up higher so it's closer to the converter, and it'll go right around the drive shaft, or I'm sure I can make it work. We'll figure it out. You're just gonna do a little buzz. Just do a little ball, that's all you gotta do.
So is it right there?
Over here. You're just gonna do a little ball, okay? 1, 2, go. Put it right in the crack. show you what you're gonna do, Link?
Yeah.
I'll show you. See, like that? That's what I want you to do.
And then it welds the whole thing together.
Yep. So do the same thing, but put it like, balance it on here. Come on.
Here. There.
Okay, go. Hold on. All right. Good.
Here.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Go. All right. That's good. See? See? You just welded that whole thing. You just welded the whole thing. Yeah. Okay, guys. So it is about probably 4 or 5 hours later. I was just focused on cutting and doing what I needed to do because I was kind of scrambling in a way. So here's what I did. So you can see I got a lot of metal cut, but I did a lot of sectioning here. So I basically had a bunch of different sections that I cut out from different pieces, kind of shortened everything up. Here's another section, here's another section. So this might make a little bit more sense when I go underneath the truck. So I did the first little piece that was up in here that we saw. So I shortened that one. And this is going to be extremely hard to see, but I shortened this piece. So I used the original V-band. I just basically cut about 1.5 inches out to raise it up. I used the same pie cut bend to come back to where it bent before, and then I ended up slicing it off again. And you can see I just have a couple tack welds holding this piece in, and then I'm going to have a big gap in here. I could probably cut a different piece and figure this out, but I just tacked in this piece of angle, and then I'm going to pull it out just so it holds the shape, and then I know what shape I need to put in here to fill this thing. And I do have it tacked up on the top, but yeah, this angle is just for structure, just to keep the shape so I can pull the thing out of there. And then I went over to the other side here and ended up cutting another section out there. So I cut about 2 inches out of this section. So before this thing came down about another 2 inches further down. So this section here was probably about down here. It had a lot more room to just kind of swoop in and around. And now what I had to do was raise this up and then give myself some room to notch it around the drive shaft right here. So that's basically what I did. This took quite a bit of time to do and then figure out where I needed everything to go. So I'm still able to do the passenger side log, and then I do have probably about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of clearance around the drive shaft and around the flex plate. So we'll see. I am planning on pulling this whole thing out of here and wrapping it. So we'll see where that goes. Like I said, I'm gonna wrap it, so I should be able to see after some short driving if it's hitting or anything, because it would, you know, eat into the wrap and chew it up and stuff. So there's not going to be much play there. There's going to be some flexing with the diff and maybe a little bit of movement with the drive shaft, but it's not going to be 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. So it shouldn't be anyways. That's the plan. Hopefully this works. It should work out pretty decent. Turn a bad thing into possibly a good thing, so hopefully this all works out. And I do want to go ahead and wrap this whole manifold. So I want to wrap the whole manifold and wrap the whole crossover except for the flex pipe, and hopefully this will keep a little bit more heat out. So that's pretty much where we're at today, guys. A lot of work. Could have been a big mistake. Could have been a very big mistake, but we got around it, hopefully, and we will see where it goes from here. I think that's kind of the name of the game with these projects. You have no idea what you're going to come up with, and you just got to figure out how to get through it. So hopefully we did that successfully, and I'm going to bed.